You guys ready?
Good.
I guess you dominated the stat. I mean, Tony dominated, but couldn't get that goal. Just your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because we had full control. And I think it was one shot. I didn't even feel they had any really dangerous possessions that even looked like it was going to be a shot. So to leave the day with nothing on the board, and that's tough. I mean, regardless if it's a tournament game or not, that's the game though. You got to find a way, and I thought today maybe it could have been a restart because we had a decent amount and we had some great chances. But we had so many good chances on the play, particularly the first half. That second half, we lost some rhythm, but yeah, I mean, that's our game. I've done on both sides.
What did you tell the guys afterwards?
It's hard. They're not really ready for. There's no closure coming after a game. There's no next game to get their mind and reset. So you thank them and reflect a little bit. Being sort of Jersey and all the things that we have a lot to be proud of. And, one game will never define your time. There's so much invested to get to this point. So much from the players, from the staff, and everyone. And how hard it is to get here. And when you perform like you did, and you know that you can really make a run in this thing, it hurts a little bit more. Maybe I felt like this team didn't have that. It still hurts, but this team was playing really well.
You look back at some of those first half opportunities. Just what did you feel, if anything, was sort of missing with that?
I mean, just the ball didn't seem to quite find a deflection, or the ball was bobbing around the box a lot. I mean, yeah, I feel like they did a nice job of closing spaces well, blocking second chances. Their goalie's very good. He didn't give up things that were easy to put back on frame, if you will. And the few chances that we had that were good chances, not amazing, we could have just been a little bit more decisive with. And yeah, not one thing. It's just, could we get a few more chances? And you got to get a break, And it's, I guess one shot. I mean, it's still kind of hard to believe that we lost today with one shot. But
the goal you gave up, what happened there? Was it just a momentary lapse by the deed? It seems to have happened a few times this year, and ultimately was the final straw, or did something else happen?
No, I mean, it was the goalie played the long ball. We didn't win the first one, and they won the flick, and they got a great finish. I mean, we had tons of those same kind of looks, if you will. I wouldn't even call that a half. It was kind of a half chance from 18 out, I think, and he just struck it really well. A good strike by them. Could we have dealt with it better? Sure. Yeah, we could have dealt with the moment better. We've had a couple of those this year, so I mean, at this point, you bank it and you learn for future those that were involved. But it's super. That's off the goal kick, or off the. I think it was off a dead ball somewhere in the back half. I mean, if that's what you're giving them on the day, their chance, then that's means you're defending pretty darn well throughout the play.
SLU played, just on Thursday, and you guys had a lot of time off. Did you feel like that affected the match at all, not playing their match?
Well, I mean, I think they certainly were slowing it down, and maybe rightfully so. I don't really like that tactic, but they tried to take the air out of the game as much as they could. Goal kicks, whatever. Any set piece, they took time, and they probably felt their bodies couldn't handle the tempo that we wanted. Which was fast and keep it going. And I thought we did as best we could at managing that. But yeah, in the end, we were still able to make a play.
When you guys play a team the second time, is there like a different type of game plan that you plan for, or something that you didn't see in the first game that maybe you look for when you face them again?
They changed quite a bit against us today, which teams do. They changed a little bit of their shape, put some players in different spots. I don't know all the reasons for it, but I thought we still created a lot of good chances. So I'm not sure if you'd say it was effective or not, but you can say we kept it at 0. But I mean, they gave us a lot of good chances. So we were ready for what we thought they might play, and they switched up a little bit, but we adjusted well because we played against a lot of different shapes. So we were adjusting on the fly, but you just know tendencies better. You obviously know their restart tendencies. You know what players, how they move. Different if you just watch different videos. So it gives you both teams, I think, equal advantage, if you will, on knowing what the other team might bring.
Can you talk about what Palmer Alt, he seemed to get a lot of chances early and then less late. Is that kind of a strategy where he's sort of like the alpha, and then when teams adjust, it's harder for you to find offense?
Well, I thought in the second half early, we weren't able to get back in our rhythm that we played so well with. And Palmer, part of that was we couldn't get Palmer the ball in key spots. And, I thought we were dangerous when we went behind them early in the first half and created from there. We also played through them exceptionally well at times. Second half, I thought the game slowed. We missed some passes. We didn't spin them around enough. Palmer didn't get on the ball enough. So there was a lot of different reasons, but I don't think it necessarily was something that they did. I just felt like we kind of lost rhythm for about 15 minutes, and after that, we started getting it back. But they're at that point they're sitting a lot of numbers deep, so it's hard. Palmer had a lot of men around him. They were picking us up, in a pretty deep block, so it's hard to find space.
Are you able to assess the season at this point, and what's next now?
Yeah, it's difficult just because you need a little time, as you know, to kind of sit back. But it's hard. I think this team, really grew. I thought we got better. I thought we had great leadership. I thought they represented us really well. There's so many things I'm really proud of this team. Although we were able to capture the hardware, which oftentimes is what we define a successful season. I think from a growth standpoint, and what we lost was 7 guys last year, but really big pieces. I thought we really found a really good new team within the IU fabric, if you will, and we're very competitive. And we're a team that, you flip this game today to another day, and different result most likely, right? Now you're in a Final Four 3 games later, and you're not going, how that happened? This team had the quality, and I think personality and the tough, all the elements I think are important to get in that position. But in our sport, a day like today is just kind of, you see it all around the world. It happens. So we don't want it to happen in a knockout game. So that's kind of what my thoughts would be an assessment at this point. If we played really poorly and played tentative, and I thought the guys handled the 16 days off really well. I thought we were really flying. And sometimes it can be rusty. I thought we weren't rusty at all, and I commend the players for that. They trained and really prepared well, and did all the really good preparation, and just couldn't find it all.
Is there any minor adjustments you want to make going forward for next season? Not huge, but like attack, defense, anything you see strategically you would want to change for the future year?
No, nothing. I think we'll have to assess what we have with our team and see what personnel we have, because there'll be roster changes with the team. We have huge departures like last year, and so every team takes on a little bit different makeup. Where the strengths lie, where we try to play, who fits in the structure, but there's not a big tactical tweak or change that I foresee until I know what we have to work with. So we're going to be, the roster management is ongoing all the time, and obviously, there'll be roster decisions as early as tomorrow, whether it's a player that's here, with a portal. It's the world we live in, so you have to be ready to move and quickly build again.
Time for one more.
Todd, you have so many great guys on this team. Bring in Palmer, you have Waggoner, who's been here for 4 years. Talk about what you're going to lose with some of those guys going forward.
Well, tremendous leadership, for one. Jack's a good example of a 4-year player that came in and was impactful, out of the gate, which is really hard for freshmen. Played a lot of different roles for us, and just had innate leadership abilities, but just developed more and more. And then you bring that along with a transfer like a Palmer and all the other makeup of the team, and it works, because of you gotta have guys that come here for 3-4 years in your team. It's important, and we have that in this group. I think it's really hard to flip a team every year and have a sustainable culture, which we value very heavily. And we put a lot of responsibility on our older players that have been here, and they know. They learn from the older guys, and it passes down. And can't say enough about how they did, because the incoming players really took to what the culture of the team in locker room, and that's why it's just a really fun group to coach. And I'll miss this team, and there'll be it's tough because you just want to do more. You want to keep going. So,
Okay.
thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Have a
Thanks,
good
Todd.
night.
Thank you.
He's gone.
Questions for Jack?
I guess you guys dominated so much, but couldn't quite get that goal. Just your thoughts on it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Soccer's almost a cruel game, as you've heard before, where you can have, a majority of the chances, but all it takes is one that goes in the other way. So definitely unfortunate to see it go that way. I think we created enough chances, enough big chances to get the job done and get the result we needed, but it just didn't seem to fall that way.
Playing the team twice in the same season, obviously it's tough. Did you personally change your approach in this game, or did you just look at it as, oh, we just get them again?
Yeah, no, I didn't personally. I think that was the same across the board with the team. We had a great performance, a good enough performance, we'll say, last time to get the result, and we even had a couple new pieces that were getting back from injury. So we were very confident going into the game, and like I said, we think we created the chances that we needed to. It just didn't go our way in the end.
How soon does it take for you personally, after your 4 years here, to really reflect on your career? And I guess what would that really look like for you?
Yeah, I guess you're always reflecting during your time here, and even right now you start to thinking about some of the last moments, some great memories and achievements since you've been here. So there's gonna be a lot that's going on in my mind here the next couple of weeks, especially. But it's just making sure that you tilt it all into positive tilt, and that way you can grow from it and better yourself.
You spoke at the beginning of the year of you being captain this year for your senior year. Just what was that sort of experience like for you?
Yeah, such a special feeling. You can't even describe what it's like. Always been a dream of mine. My language arts teacher in 6th grade even said, or made us write a future letter to ourselves. The very first sentence was, I want to play soccer at Indiana. So got to live out a huge dream of mine. And I'm very proud of all the teams I've been on here and what we were accomplished. So, you just take that and you grow with it.
It's almost like a shock that it ends. When you get the one and done, it's over. I can't believe it's over.
Yeah, it is tough in the moment. As you see the clock wind down, you don't want to think about it because there's always chances. Any goal can happen at any given time. So there's always hope. And then once you see the clock hit 0, it sort of hits you a little bit. But there's always belief within the team. So that even for me not being here, that next year the guys will have a great opportunity to get backs or to make the run that we were looking to do.
Yeah, Jack, you talked about obviously always wanting to be an Indiana Hoosier, and you had some great moments, Big Ten championships, making the College Cup. Unfortunately, it ended like this today.
Yeah.
Is there one or two things you're going to take immediately right away from wearing the cream and crimson for 4 years?
Yeah, oh gosh. I think one of the biggest things is you can't take anything for granted. Your time, especially as a soccer player, is eventually going to come to an end for a certain team or potentially a career. So all those little moments that you think, oh, I can just sort of take this one off, you can't really. You got to make the most of every little aspect of it all, and it's not even just the games itself. It's the locker room, it's the teammates you have, the conversations. So just really cherishing those, and that way, whenever you're reflecting on it by the end of the year, you're in a good headspace with it all.
Want to check in?
Do